Greetings, football lovers. Greetings, Masandawana. We are back with the latest installment of the Yellow Corner, and this time we bring you a huge preview, man, a preview of a huge game coming up later on in the week as we travel to Soweto to take on the once mighty Amakosi, Kaizer Chiefs on Thursday night in game week 24 of the DSTV Premiership. Perhaps how's it? I'm tired. I'm very tired. You made me drive 2 hours, 18 minutes, 186 kilometers to come here and shoot the preview here with you. So I'm not okay. I'm tired. Eh? Are you happy with yourself?
I'm happy you arrived safe. And you had to return the favor, man. I don't know how many times I've traveled from Free State and I went to where you stay just to come and shoot with you. So at some stage you had to return the favor, and I'm glad that you are here with me, man.
Well, Masandawana, that was supposed to be our preview of the 24 fixture against Kaizer Chiefs on Thursday, but yeah, I drove a total of 400 kilometers to record with Rapelang, got back home, tried editing and with the hope of uploading before midnight on Tuesday, only to realize that our audio was corrupted. So yeah, man, what a waste, man. Imagine driving almost 500 kilometers in this economy for absolutely nothing. So it's Wednesday today, the 1st of May. We are re-recording because we couldn't upload the one that we shot when I was with Raps. So we bring you the preview for Game Week 24 fixture as we travel to FNB Stadium to take on Kaizer Chiefs on Thursday night at 7:30. Raps, how are you once again?
I'm not
I am not even though I'm disappointed. I'm sure people are wondering, oh, why haven't these idiots uploaded? Because by now we should have long uploaded, but hey, it was beyond our control, guys, as you saw with that snippet at the beginning of the preview, man. Raps, your thoughts on our game against TS Galaxy on Wednesday?
And I think it was a brilliant performance. I'm happy with how we played, and I also am happy with the amount of goals that we managed to score. But I really wish that those goals were scored on the second leg of the Champions League semi-final. Man, we needed those 3 goals on that fixture. But I'm happy with the attitude that our players showed on that night against Chiefs Galaxy. I think bouncing back from a defeat from CAF Champions League and winning by 3 goals to nil and playing a good football. I think the boys played well, man. The boys played well, man.
No, they did, man. They did. They didn't drop their heads after such a heartbreak on Friday, going out of the CAF Champions League, and the game was really, really good from our side, man. There was fluidity, the tempo was good, man. It was a great all-round performance, even in the stands, man. The supporters, man. Friday, Renetswiki Pula. Monday, we went back to the stadium, to support the boys, to show we are with them in the technical team as well, and they didn't disappoint at all on Monday, So great win, man. And I didn't even think about those 3 goals. I didn't think about the CAF Champions League game. Or actually, if only we had scored that 3 on Friday, semi-final, yeah, CAF Champions League, man. Before we delve into this preview, Raps, what has happened to the match officials in this country? Because all of them have suddenly become terrible, man. There's no one that you can say, oh, I only was They are all terrible. And at the end of the day, it is affecting all PSL teams, Now I don't like this thing, this team is benefiting, that team is benefiting, because they are absolutely messing up the game, the match officials then, because today Sundowns gets a dubious decision for them. Next week, they get a decision against them. Pirates, Chiefs, all these teams, what has happened? Because I'm really, really disappointed, the officiating. And the head of SAFA head of referee Abdul Ibrahim said, I'll quote him. I'm happy with the performance of all match officials. I mean, what type of hogwash is that, man? Because these guys are absolutely terrible, and maybe making them full-time permanent employees and no permanent as the match officials might help eradicate this thing that we're going through right now. Someone might say maybe VR can help, but you look at England, man. VR is not helping because match officials still go to the screen and make terrible decisions. So I don't know, man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think the officiating more recently, I think has been shocking, man. And uh, man, you ask yourself, we need international referees from South Africa who will officiate in the World Cups, in the AFCONs and other tournaments. But by how things are at this moment, man, our officiating is terrible. But I still believe that our referee, our officiating starts from the lower leagues, man. I think in the SAB as well as ABC Mutsek, I think that's where we need to develop our referees and ensure that they get developed and they attend some workshops and they improve because of those referees that are officiating those lower leagues who are terrible. 5 years later, you will be officiating in a big game in the PSL. So they need proper development in order to grow. Once they get to a PSL, they are ready and they are well acknowledged and they can officiate games very well. And we are not saying we are not expecting errors from officials. Yes, there will be errors here and there, but some errors, man, don't make sense, man. Like, and a couple of seasons back, Peter once said, "I wish sometimes the referees after the game they would get interviewed by
Mm.
the guys from SABC or Supersport so that we hear their point of view in some decisions." So, man, I hope we will be better as time goes on.
Yeah, no, when you have first-hand experience of terrible officiating in the lower ranks, you guys once changed the referee in the final study playoffs when your team was robbed, so you know them very well. Man. And we're not saying they shouldn't make mistakes. Mistakes happen. Players make mistakes. But some of the decisions that these guys make, man, I know you can tell these are not mistakes, man. This is uh, just terrible officiating, man. Like we said, we're playing Kaiser Chiefs, the once mighty Kaiser Chiefs on Thursday. Perhaps did you ever think or Chiefs would be where they are? Like, did you ever one day think or Chiefs would be struggling the way they are?
Nah, I didn't expect them to struggle this much, man. Man, a decade ago or 15 years back, man, Chiefs, man, was a top team, man. They were competing in all competitions, and it looked like they were going to still be that big team in South Africa. But things happen, man. Like so with Chiefs, man, I think it is happening at this moment, but I didn't foresee them struggling this much, man. With how the team, in terms of the off-field stuff, how they are managed their team, like they are struggling on the field, man. And I hope that it won't end. It shouldn't end anytime soon, man.
Never in my wildest dreams did I envisage Kaiser Chiefs going through what they are going
Yeah.
through, man. For some of us growing up, man, yes, Sundowns was always winning the league and trophies, but you're always outnumbered when it came to banter with your friends because that last thing you find when a fella a Sundown supporter, even though you win a league a weekend. That last thing you can't even banter them because but like you go to training after class the team, your local team, even though you try and banter them, you can't because they outnumber them. So they outnumber you. So yeah, man. Long may it continue, man. I never thought the Chiefs would be where they are. I never thought Chiefs would go through the struggles that they are going through, man. And when you look at it, it doesn't seem like it will it will end anytime soon, man. What are you playing for in this game? Yeah, Thursday. I think pride is at stake more now. I think this top eight spot that they are chasing is one of those things that they are playing for as well as stopping us from going invincible like they did a number of years ago. I think that will be the biggest trophy that they've won in the last few years, stopping Sundowns from going invincible. I mean, one has to remember how they were on social media after they beat us, and stopped us from going invincible. It felt like they won the league championship. So I think that is what they will be playing for on Thursday. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think as much as they are not doing well, but a game against Sundowns, it is a big game for us, man. Like you have said, they are playing for pride, and they don't want to stop us from winning the league with Invincible. So I think they will be motivated, and we might see a different Kaizer Chiefs because of a game. Yes, Sundowns against Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs might struggle, but once they face Sundowns, man, they become highly motivated, man, and we shouldn't go into this game taking the game lightly or underestimating them based on their position and their struggle. So I think they'll want to push us and try and get positive results. And you spoke about the top eight as well. I think they need to fight and cement their place in the top eight because of at this moment it's not guaranteed whether they'll be part of the top eight or not. And it should start with this game here Sundowns where they'll want to get a positive result, man.
Yesterday, when we touched on this part, you mentioned something about Bobby Mutaung. Do you want to repeat it?
Yeah, no. One thing I've witnessed about Bob Stick is that once Chiefs scores against Sundowns, man, his celebrations and the way he smiles, well, he gets more excited than when Chiefs scores against Pirates, man. I think the rivalry between Sundowns and Chiefs, man, it comes from a long way. So that's why you see Bobby excited whenever they win against Sundowns. Like they can be in position 12, but a win against Sundowns, man, like you have said, it's like they won something, man.
Uh, yeah, man. Let's touch on what to expect from this game. Like you mentioned earlier on, I also expect a very motivated Kaizer Chiefs. They won their last game against our neighbors, Super Sport, and like we said, beating Sundowns will be like a trophy, to them. Putting that dent on Sundowns' amazing season in the league. So I think they'll be very motivated. I also expect a very motivated Mamelodi Sundowns, man. I think they would want to clinch the league championship at the background of their neighbors. This will be something for us, the supporters. We've had a guard of honor at FNB, so this time I want us to win it there, and I think this will be motivation to the players that something will always remind them of this, should it happen. I think nothing beats winning the league at the grounded rival Star. Arsenal did it many years ago, twice actually. Once against Tottenham Hotspurs at White Hart Lane. I think Vieira scored the winning goal in that match. They did it again at Old Trafford, early 2000s. I think it was Sylvain Wiltord who scored the goal. Last week we saw Inter do it against Milan at San Siro. So it's always nice to win the league championship at the background there, the entire the rival Star. And I also expect total dominance from Sundowns, on the ball, like we did when we went the early in the season, MTN 8 semi-final first leg, man. We totally dominated play. We didn't capitalize on that. Our possession didn't show as much as we would have loved for it to show. But I also expect to use their pace. They've got pay, pace to burn at the top. More so with someone like Dupree. Because I think Sundowns will play this game. on a high line, and this gives Ashley a chance to run behind our defense. So I think he'll pose a serious threat, But what do we do to nullify this? I think we should make sure we shut down the man on the ball. Don't worry about it. Make sure that we get to the man on the ball so that he doesn't play the ball behind. And the one thing that I've noticed about the double pivot, in the progression phase, Chiefs, those guys hide from the ball. They get in between the lines here, the front line and the opponents with the midfield. They hide in there. They don't go towards the ball and look for it and help the team progress. The other thing is, Ashley Dupree works his socks off, man. That boy is an honest professional. He works his socks off, man. He tries and presses the opponents and stuff like that. Man. But I think, in a way, Ebola achieves into someone will say, oh, well, it's crazy. What is he talking about? I think to a certain extent it is to the detriment of the team because it's a one-man press, né? And as he goes, he leaves space behind. It's easy to play and get behind him, because their press is not coordinated. If it was coordinated, as soon as he triggers it and they follow, they get so much joy. But they don't. They don't support him. He goes alone, and this is not on him for now. It's on the team. Maybe unless the team is told to, do not go and press and leave spaces behind. So I think. Those are some of the things that we can expect from this game. Your thoughts?
And I think for Kaizer Chiefs, man, like you have said, obviously they will be dominated, but what will be important for them is their movement when they don't have the ball, because of Sundowns will always try to dominate and try to have the possession, and they will look for spaces where they can exploit and where they can eliminate the players of Kaizer Chiefs. And also the defense of Kaizer Chiefs, man, they in this game, I think they will be tested, man. You look at against Super Sport, the offside trap that they played, and it wasn't successful because of some players retreated while others ran and chased the ball. So I think against Sundowns, they need to be organized in terms of the offside trap. If they chase the man and the ball, they need to do it together. And when they stand for offside trap or when they push back for offside trap, they need to do it together. I think there needs to be a communication between the defense line of Kaizer Chiefs. And in the middle, I think Tetra, you spoke about him not being comfortable on the ball. Ted, I think he doesn't have the ability to read the game because of you look at how teams use the space behind him, and he gets so he commits himself unnecessary where he presses and the team they use the space behind him. So I think he. If he doesn't, he's not able to read the game. I think Sanders will try and keep Tellers on that. And as for Shabalan, I think recently has been doing well, man. Against Super Sports and against Richards Bay, I think he has been impressive. I think he doesn't show both like in the previous season. I think recently, when he gets the ball, he goes and he becomes more direct and he looks to eliminate players. And I think that's what the coach wants to see from him. And you spoke about their picks up front, man. I think they have a piece that can cause trouble for any opponent, man. Like Bobo Dupris, they will always look for the space behind the defense. And if Sundowns is not that doesn't manage that space between the defense and the goalkeeper, that's where Chiefs will want to utilize and create goal scoring opportunities. But for Mamelodi Sundowns, I think against TS Galaxy, I think we scored 2 goals from unusual situations where we targeted wide channels and we played crosses and we scored a beautiful goal. So I think against Kaizer Chiefs, we might see a moment like that because of we are playing at FNB and we will try to use that pitch to advantage where we stretch them, and once they get stretched, we can also use the spaces in the middle field. And against Richards Bay, Kaizer Chiefs struggles with set pieces, and some of those set pieces were played in the first post, and the goal came from that set piece that was played from first post. And I think with Sundowns and how Lebusa usually attacks that first post, I think we need to try and execute that, and maybe we'll get chances from that. And I spoke about the disorganized offside trap. I think Shaluleman needs to stay in between the two center backs, man. He needs to give us an option in terms of making runs. And I spoke about that offside trap. And the more runs we make, the more chances of exposing Kaizer Chiefs offside trap, man.
Okay. Is that all? Are you done? For sure.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. Let's get into the lineups. You can go first.
I'll start Williams. I'll have Mudau, Mvala, Lebusa, and Mudiba as my back four. Midfield, Obas, Blessa, Mayema, then my front three, Lodge, Zwane, and Shalulili.
Not sure about starting Zwane, man. I don't think he will start. This game is important, but the most important game in the next few days, game here, Stellenbosch on Sunday, and he played 90 minutes on Monday, playing against Chiefs, playing 3 games in a space of 6 days. I don't think Shika is capable of that. So I think he might be rested for this game by the technical team solely on that, not because he didn't perform. He was absolutely sensational on Monday. You know? Leo Obas, he played Friday, he played Monday as well. So I have my doubts in him starting. Mine would be Williams, Mudau, Gauthier, Mvala, Mudiba. Coolies at 6 with Allende and Mayema. And my front three will be Lodge, Shalulile, and Ribeiro. Score prediction?
We'll win 3-1.
Okay. I will go for a 1-2 win, man. I think we'll clinch it at FNB. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, man. And the next time you will see us will be on Friday when we bring you the preview of our almost said CAF Champions League, man. And Nedbank Cup semi-final away to Stellies. Until then, Sharp Masanda, Sharp Raps.
Sharp, Masanda.